It's funny everyone's perception of, you know, because realistically I'm not uncomfortable. It's just that, you know, it's... Hi! I'm not even going to plug in. Yeah, I like these. So what did you have to move? These things were in the way? Y'all ready? Zoom. Always meant to drone that. This whole valley I think would be nice, especially once you get up above the mountain. Ooh, a little breeze here. Yeah. Oh, the wind picked up. Oh, look at those nice clouds out there. That's cool. In one of my rants this morning, I was saying, you know, I just, this type of stuff where we get snow and then that snow doesn't go away for many, many months is very unusual. You know, I remember, and of course memory sucks, but in my memory, we would get a lot of snow. It would snow like every second or third day, but it would go away. And now this is this, you know, cumulative shit is really driving me fucking nuts. I'm not kidding. I had waist-high snow, you know, 2.5 feet at least, going. Right. That's right. While you were inside, I was looking at the weather, and we're, you know, upper 30s, low 40s, so it is actually, you know, at least it's going to be meltable. 41. Oh, it's funny because it actually feels colder than 41. To me, it feels colder than 41. I'm not saying it's cold, I'm just saying it feels colder than 41. I would say, like, yeah. Oh. Yep. Well, sometimes you get those bitter, you know, it is 23 degrees out, but it's bitter. It's like, oh. And then you get, I think it has a lot to do with the moisture content. Or so, you know, obviously we know that the mud is coming and all the mushy yard and all that. You know, at my place with the sheep, see that? Look at the waterfall has frozen on that. See it on the right? Now that way, yeah, that's cool until it goes over the road, and we try to go down that road. That's why we didn't do that. That would make a nice shot, though, photographic. But so the sheep only travel on one path. You know, they don't go trailblazing. They don't walk around and wander in the wintertime. They just go to and from. That's it. they've packed that down, so now that is, and that'll be the last thing to melt, because that thing is solid ice. It's that path, but on either side, if you step off of that path that they've made, you'll go up to your waist, you know, in snow. So it's really funny, because when you're trying to get around the sheep and they just stand there and you're like, go, and you won't go, and you try to walk around them, you end up in waist deep snow. Yeah, if this breaks, the clouds break, and we get sun, it's going to heat up a lot more. It's going to probably get mid-40s. I mean, it's close to mid-40s right now, but oh, I have an itch in my ear, and I can't scratch it with my gloves on. I'm going to be hanging a right over the bridge. Gonna go over to New York and do 22, and that's what I was looking at. 22 is busy enough where it should not be an issue. However, this particular road further down towards New York might just go for it. Over the bridge again. Oh boy. No, I'm just thinking about that interaction. It's still in my head. You fucking asshole. I'm like, what? Are you kidding me? What, did I scare you? Because I you know, I didn't do anything that was, you know, that merited yelling at me or screaming fucking expletives, you know? And what do you care? And oh, well, let's go and fight. It's like, and you're commenting on my motorcycle because it's a BMW. Meanwhile, you're in a fucking Range Rover. How fucking stupid are you? That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. And not only that, but both of those idiots at the front of the line were on their fucking phones. You know, it's like, exactly. Yeah. I don't know if you had a chance to watch that Stop a Douchebag thing. You gotta watch it. It's hilarious. You gotta watch it, and it's hilarious. People ride on the front of the, you know, like, because these Russians are driving on the sidewalk, and that's, you know, and they're like, okay, call the police, yeah, because you're on the sidewalk. You have no argument here. Oh, just let me go through. They're like, nope, you go back the way you came. And they will stand there, and there's one video where they cut it down, of course, but there's one video where the guy would not turn around, and the people, there's a group of like 15 people, and they're like, we're not moving. And for 2 hours, the guy sat in his car And the police finally came, they gave him a ticket, and they still made him drive back the way he came, you know, and it was hilarious. But the guy's like, no, I'm not moving. On principle, I'm not going to move. And they said, on principle, you're wrong because you're on the fucking sidewalk, you know? You got to get off. When I see boats like that, I just scratch my head and like, why? Cheap, yeah, there's a little boat, a little cheap fiberglass boat in the... those things, I mean, they're so dangerous. They fall apart all the time. They just, all they do is they rot in somebody's backyard, just like, you know, it is there. You get somebody like your boss there that, you know, that he'll go out in the middle of the sound with one of those things. The thing will crack in half. I've seen, this guy was backing down a boat ramp with a piece of shit like that, a little bit larger piece of shit. And he had the engine down because it was getting ready to go in the water, and at the bottom of the ramp it kind of gets really, you know, the angle is wrong, so he ended up ripping the back of the whole transom came off, you know, the whole back of the boat came off. And I said, and all the wood inside that was supporting it was rotten. And I said to the guy, well, it's better it happened here than out in the sound. If you hit a wave out there, you know, you would have totally been fucked. You would have totally been fucked. Oh, you know what, dude? I'm sorry. We're going this way. That's right. I remember this is a nicer. Yay, we're off road. I forgot. This goes back on the other side of the mountain into. Oh, I can't remember the name of the town, but I think this hooks up with 37 in Sherman. A race boat like this, you know, one of those cigarette boats that that type of person, you know, is always in. And the cigarette boat, they're doing a poker run, which is basically just an excuse to go fast and waste a lot of fuel. And right outside of Stamford Harbor, oh, and the poker run is basically we have a drink here, and then we race to the next spot and have a drink there. Yep. So they were doing, you know, it's like a 100-mile-an-hour boat, which is pretty damn fast on the water. And the boat disintegrated. It just literally, like, boosh, went vaporized. And obviously, I think it killed one guy, and I think it seriously injured the other guy. But that's what happens, you know, those boats, well, not that was a piece of shit boat. I'm sure the boat's probably a $100,000 boat, but a lot of people don't think about maintenance until it's broken. And on the water, especially, on the water, shit goes bad real fast. You can't pull over to the side of the road and call AAA. I'm surprised with this breeze. Yep. Yeah. Oh, of course. Well, it's the equivalent of like living in somebody's house, you know? It's their house, you kind of have to obey their stupid rules and all that stupid shit. It's just a bummer that he's such an idiot. And you need to extricate yourself from that situation as soon as you can. Because you know it's not going to get any better. It's not going to change. He's going to continue to be, and if anything, he's going to get worse. It is possible. Those are high clouds too. Those are up there. my signal, yeah. Okie dokie. Ah, what's this white substance? That would be salt. Now, it's funny, well, my friend who used to be on the Marine Police in Stanford would tell me that they would get a budget, you know, of, I don't know, say a couple $100,000, whatever, and they needed to spend that money, or next year they wouldn't get, they would say, well, you only spent 150 last year and we gave you 200. So this, yeah, right, I know, but it's completely asinine, but unfortunately we have to fucking deal with that shit. Wow, look at all the antennas on that silo. That guy's getting a fair bit of money. It's not even the high point of the area. There are much higher places around. I'd put one in my backyard if I could. Who can argue with communications, you know? Well, I don't want it in my backyard. Yeah, but, well, do you use a phone? If you use a phone, you want a fucking cell tower. Oh, they're unsightly. Jesus Christ. They're tough. Yeah, oh, absolutely. Exactly. Oh, yeah. I call that the Swedish. It's literally, you go to Iceland and all the houses look like that. So whoever built that is from either Sweden, you know, or Nordic, one of the Nordic things, Iceland. Just out of place, you know, like stuff like this on the right-hand side. That's a New England house. We just got a thumbs up from the truck. But I just think it's really funny, you know. It's like it's a mind scramble for everybody because there's snow on the ground. Yep. So how about DC next weekend? Because it's going to be in the 40s and 50s up here, and down there it's going to be even better. Overnight, one night. Like leave on. I put the dogs in the kennel. I'll even put them in on Friday night so we can leave super early. Hello. But leave on either Friday figure about 5 hours, give or take. I mean, straight shot. You know, we can screw around any way we want, but 5 or so hours down there, and hello, that is a stop sign, not a stoplight. So if we left, just trying to think, nah, I guess Saturday morning would be sufficient. That way we're only blowing one night. But leave early enough where we get down there with enough time to you know, see the sights and everything else. If you've never been to the Air and Space Museum, you got to go. And all the stuff and literally the best museums in the world. And I've been to some museums, and these are the most unbelievable museums, and they're all free. Well, no, they're not free. They're paid for by our tax dollars. And you know, you can go see like the actual space capsule from the Apollo missions and all that stuff, and it's just really cool. I'm taking a left up here. And there's Alexandria, Virginia, where if we can get a hotel that's cheap and close, we can walk up and down the main. It's literally like it's like remember Newport with that main drag with all the bars. It's like just like that, only bigger. It's really cool. It's really historic. Everything is cool down. I mean, it's just really neat place to go. But there are bars galore. You know, shops and all that stuff. And it's a doable thing. So five hours down. If we left it, say, just pick a number, say 8 in the morning. We're getting down there in the afternoon, and that's in the city. It gives us plenty of time to get the shit situated and then go wander around, or even